Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Paige, for those of you guys who are new here. I'm from New York. I'm a fast-talking vegan, so if you're expecting a soft ASMR style video, this is not for you. In this video, I'm going to be sharing my experience as a vegan with intermittent fasting. I've been doing it for close to 3 weeks now, so I have a somewhat reasonable opinion on it, rather than being a total noob. I wanted to make this video 3 days in because I was doing so well, but then it's kind of changed a bit, so I wanted to share what I've learned in the process and what's worked for me, being a woman that's intermittent fasting. My fiance also has been doing it, and it's been great for him. He has no issues with anything, no issues with mood swings or anything like that, and he's been just getting stronger and more cut up. His skin is glowing. It's amazing for him. For me, it's been a little bit tough at times, but I wanted to just share a video sharing the positives and negatives and just what I've been doing and how I've changed it to work for me. So I like the idea of intermittent fasting because it gives your body this break to focus on internal processes. It helps boost neurotransmitter activity. It also helps with irritable bowel syndrome, which is something I've suffered with for the last year, which has been debilitating at times. So I've heard all these amazing things about intermittent fasting. I was skeptical to try it out, but I went for it and I did the 16-hour fast from 8 p.m. to 12 in the afternoon. And for the first week, it was amazing. Like, I felt on top of the world. I never had so much energy naturally in my life. Like, even doing all these amazing diet changes where I've been able to take myself off Adderall and get myself to a great state, this basically peaked me to where I used to feel on Adderall, where I felt like I was on fire. Just super focused, super driven, super motivated, smooth talking. I just felt great. I was retaining a lot of what I was reading. It was like I felt like I had neurohacked. But I started to have issues with binging because I was not eating till 12 o'clock. So although I would go and work out when I woke up and I would have these high HGH levels, I'd have so much strength, I would run faster, lift heavier, and then I would have my protein after around like 12. Even though I felt okay after eating my first meal, like a protein shake or a bunch of vegetables with some hemp in it, I would just keep snacking. I don't know what it was, maybe it's a mental issue, but I just would not stop. I'd have like 6 courses. So I started to think like maybe this is not so good because I'm just like binging and then I'm starving, binging and starving. I started to notice myself getting really irritable, especially as it was getting the countdown to when the fast would start. I was getting really like cranky and aggravated, and if anybody mentioned anything to me about food when I'm fasting, like somewhere around 10 o'clock, if somebody said to me, hey, anybody want some ice cream? I was like, get irritated at that person. So I was really irritable. And I think it's maybe like 5 days ago, I noticed myself breaking out on my chin like crazy. And I haven't broke out in this area in like 4 years. I had terrible acne for my early 20s. And then I just kind of like, I guess my diet or whatever, my hormones just regulated and I didn't break out at all. Of course, I'm left with a ton of scarring, but I have not really broke out in this area or anywhere else in my face. And then like 5 days ago, I started to notice actually from the beginning, like little acne popping up my forehead, my cheeks, like, but just small ones, and they'd go away. And then out of nowhere, it was like covered. My whole chin was bright red and I had like 10 pop up, and I was just like, all right, something's got to change. Whether it has something to do with the cycle of how long it was, maybe going too long in the morning, or just the way I was binging or the things I was eating. And just keep in mind, I'm a pretty healthy vegan. Although I was eating like 6 courses, they're still pretty good in terms of nutrition. I was kind of cutting my carbs down too, so I was not carbo loading. I was having a lot of like vegetables, healthy fats, proteins, and stuff like that. So I was eating very clean, even though a large quantity. But I didn't gain weight, so that's a good thing. But I did break out like crazy, and I was extremely irritable, and I've been a pain for people to be around. So I switched it up a bit, and instead of starting at 8 p.m., I'm starting at around 6:30, 7 o'clock, kind of give or take. And then I end it within 2 hours of waking up. So if I wake up at like 7:30, I'll end it at like 9. So I stay up for a little while. I might eat something like a piece of watermelon or something just to tell my stomach that I'm okay. And then I just wait it off. So I also want to make a note that a lot of people that intermittent fast, they suggest to have stuff like coffee in the morning to help reduce your appetite and whatever. And I was doing that too. So I was having either coffee, like cold brew coffee, or yerba mate on an empty stomach, and that's like terrible. Like I don't know what possessed me to do that, except for the fact that I thought maybe I wouldn't be hungry anymore, whatever. But I think that irritated my system too. So I suggest if you're fasting, just fast. Have water with lemon in it, if anything, or just straight up water. Maybe if you need to, have some coconut water, and just do it that way, because having something like caffeine is just so harsh on the system to begin with that why would you want to put it into your body after fasting and cleansing yourself for so long? To just throw that in there is definitely going to cause some issues. So especially for people with irritable bowel, you just don't want to do it. So I did notice that in general, my irritable bowel like cleared up. I haven't been having stomach issues, cramping, anything like that I normally was having is just gone, which is great. But I feel like there's a better way to do it, so I'm kind of learning as I go. I'm trying to increase the proteins and bring a little bit more carbs back because I think that just such a drastic shift and having so much protein, so many fats, and not eating till 12 o'clock, and the whole entire cycle just threw off my hormones and my acne, and I don't want to throw up anything else like ovulation or whatever. So for me, doing the 6 p.m. to like 9 o'clock or 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock in the morning is great, and I've been feeling amazing for the last couple days doing that. It feels like it works for me. That's been working out great for me. I have a lot of energy, a lot of focus. I find that I don't need as much caffeine, which is great, even though I might have it anyway. But I'm doing much better on this, and I definitely recommend it. You will see a difference in your energy levels. It may help you lose weight, but I don't know if it's really for that. You'll boost your HGH levels, which will help with your workouts and just retaining youth. If you're in your 30s or 40s, that can be really amazing. It's what Hugh Jackman did to get really in shape for Wolverine. If you're a guy, intermittent fasting could be amazing for you and your hormones and your insulin levels. It may even prevent hair loss and stuff like that. So I think it's great. I'm still learning. I'm a noob, so don't take my word for it. But being a vegan and intermittent fasting, you just want to be careful. Make sure you get all your nutrients and don't over binge on like heavy fats or whatever. And just kind of do it mindfully. And don't go crazy. Like, I don't suggest doing like this 24-hour, 72-hour fasting thing unless you need to. If you're having some sort of health issue and a doctor suggests it, it could be great. For me and my mom, when we had our terrible IBS at different periods in the last couple years, doing a fast for like 2 days cleared it up completely. But I would not do that unless I had to for medical reasons. Otherwise, fasting from 6 p.m. to 9 a.m. is fine. I think that's kind of normal. So that's my video about intermittent fasting. I hope this helped anybody out there that's wondering how to do this as a vegan and if it's worth it, or anybody that's wondering if intermittent fasting is good for mental focus and clarity, because I think it is. So I'll keep in touch with you guys about this. I'll do another video in maybe a month, and we'll just talk about it. And as I learn, I'll share. Thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe. And if you guys have any questions about being a vegan or intermittent fasting or my experience, feel free to leave it in the comment below. If you guys want to share any information that you've learned about any of those dieting topics, just feel free to leave it. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!